How would you describe him?
He doesn't know shit about space, but when it comes to politics...
Alex Jones, once on the fringes, now the king of conspiracy theories. Could he be a threat to American democracy?
Everyone thinks he's a crazy motherfucker and they never heard him talk. They think he's just nuts. And he is crazy, he is. But you gotta be crazy to stand in front of the world and put your ass on the line and say the things he's saying. So you gotta be a little crazy. It's like a rock star, like Axl Rose. Oh, he's crazy. Yeah, he's Axl fucking Rose.
There is a war for your mind.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
Super ultra secret rich above them.
Vladimir Lenin said the best way to lead the opposition is to control it. And the best way to lead opposition is to mix truth in with falsehood. And that's what these controlled opposition leaders do.
But it's gotten really hot. I have a lot of people ask me questions about it. The super ultra secret rich are very sophisticated and play all sides. Like my grandfather knew Werner von Braun, but he came to Austin at events.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So anyways.
Your grandpa knew Werner von Braun?
Well, we went to some of his events, and yeah, he came to, went to UT events, little private events.
Okay, that's incredible.
But the point is I'm getting to, well, because they were like German.
No wonder you believe in the moon landing. I get it now. Didn't make sense before. Hey, if you want to believe in aliens, I'm cool with that. I still love you. I don't care. I don't care about that. I love you for who you are.
I'm trying to tell you something. Listen, man, let me tell you something.
Okay.
I'm not making this stuff up.
I believe you believe it.
I've forgotten more about Masonry than most Masons know. I've had a lot of family that were high-level Masons, 33rd degree Masons. What do you think they discovered? I've got family on both sides involved in the founding of Texas. Lone Star State, you think I know about Masons? You did a lot of the photography on the moon, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, well, I was about 34,000 miles away from Earth when I snapped that.
And I never really cover this issue, but I get calls every day, emails about it. What is your take on the people more and more believing, I've seen polls as high as 30%, that aspects of the whole thing was faked?
Some of those people actually still believe the Earth is flat.
The Earth being flat, that's clearly ridiculous, though I've actually been contacted by some flat earthers saying I'm covering up the fact that it's some Atlantean conspiracy.
So the word definitely got to him that, that I wanted to get on his show, or at least have somebody on the InfoWars radio show to give the opposite viewpoint to the moon landing instead of all these astronauts' official NASA versions of the story. But they're not having it over at InfoWars. They've got a controlled thing going on there.
How do you know it's not diamond shaped? How do you know it's not? How about we're all just a simulation? It's not even real.
The shape of the lake is the North Pole.
You're saying we live in a cage. You're saying we're in a terrarium.
The Earth.
So why would the establishment try to keep something 1 trillion times bigger than Manhattan Project secret?
Can we answer that? Our
They don't want us to know who we are.
Hidden
it's
land.
a whole other giant dimension, and we're actually locked in here as an experiment. What's gravity? So what would the hydrogen bombs do that they launched up into the atmosphere and detonated? To prove it's not just a simulation. Is the HBO show Baller part of subliminal programming to make people ballers? Wait a minute. You can see the curvature.
Hang on, Alex.
No, you.
That they live on.
They don't. You're not a gnome alien lying to me.
You don't. You have to check it out. The conference, FB2019.com, November 14th and 15th in Texas. Joey's coming. Listen, it's not my conference.
You're the biggest plugger on earth. Why are you dogging him?
And I invite.
He's trying to give you information.
The whole.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
So, let's say they were Alex.
Alex,
stop bullying him. Let him talk.
Let him talk. Let the guy talk.
Yeah. Those aliens are here, not from outer space. It's all here. Thanks, Alex.
It's like, come on, dude. You believe everything's a lie. You believe everything's a lie by the media, but you believe this one thing. It's like, how do you believe this one thing?
That guy with Eddie, he's named Baby Hitler? But I can see behind the Keebler's head. Hibbler. I heard Hibbler's still alive in Argentina. So can I say Hail Hibbler?
The hell?
Why are they so scared about crossing the Hibbler line? Ruled by the Hibblers.
Think about it.
We have got a Hibbler. That dog's not in league with Hibbler, is it? Hail Hibbler. Hail Hibbler. Like, what does Hibbler think?
There's a guy named Eric Dubé. He is the best guy explaining the flat Earth. A History of Flat Earth by Eric Dubé. Watch that with an open mind.
I've been telling Alex Jones about flat Earth since 2009.
But Kent, don't you understand how crazy it sounds? It does sound crazy, and most people think it's crazy. I was violently opposed to flat Earth. Really, I mean, I understand people not buying into it at first, and maybe not ever. You know what I mean? I understand why people laugh at the flat Earth theory, because I did. I thought it was ridiculous. It made me angry and shit.
Controlled opposition is there to divide any sort of legitimate movement that might come up. He's a gatekeeper so that you won't ever get into the idea that we haven't been on the moon. You'll never question any sort of cosmology or NASA. You'll never understand that the Earth is flat and that that's the biggest conspiracy of all of them. Nor will he tell you about the Masons and the Jews who control the Masons, who are above them. He's not about truth. I've been talking to Alex, trying to send him the truth for the longest time. He knows about me. That's why he deleted me off of your YouTube video. He's a complete gatekeeper. They're there to corral and honeypot you into never getting further than their little brand of the truth, which is, sure, he says a lot of great stuff. I mean, I was an Alex Jones fan, and I agree with 80% maybe of the things that he says, but it's the 20% that not only does he not get into, but he purposely covers up. He will shut off your phone call. He will take down your video. And when you talk about flat earth, normal people do not act the way that the people at InfoWars act when you're just trying to, especially when they're supposedly trying to give you a voice. You don't act that way when you're just having a conversation about these things, especially when you're conspiratorial minded like Alex Jones. Why the heck can't he, I can't fathom that, they lie about everything.
I believe he's just like most people that think it's so crazy. I believe he thinks you're crazy, and I believe he thinks that you're a waste of time, and most people do. Most people don't believe you. I love the things you're saying, but most people don't, and just because Alex Jones doesn't want to have anything to do with you, I get it, because I was that way. I was, if someone would have introduced me to you a year ago and you were trying to come at me with flat Earth, I would think you were the biggest fucking idiot ever. Whether he's controlled opposition or not, it's like, I think, he's opened up a lot of people's eyes. I'm not mad at Alex Jones. Like 90% of the things he says, I agree with.
Alex will wake up to this eventually once he can't not wake up to it anymore. He can delete your videos now and pretend that he doesn't know who Eric Dubé is and all this. He's not going to be able to do that for long. And soon everyone's going to come in and they're going to be saying like they knew all along and they're not part of it. They weren't part of the people hiding it. Yeah.
Look, it's a freaking moon. You're taking 35mm photos.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. All the shit you see when you look up, it's there. You get a telescope, you get closer to what's there.
We're not gonna have a space is fake conversation.
You told me the fucking lights are fake.
I can't do this.
I didn't say the lights are fake.
Well, what are they?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what they are.
Well, imagine once you realize we don't know everything. We don't understand, and it's endless, and there's all this crazy crap. People go nuts. So they have to differentiate and create a model that allows them to put it in boxes so they can make it make sense because they can't handle it. And all of us get freaked out, the nature of the world. No one knows what the universe is. We don't have all the answers. So people can't handle that bigness. They can't handle that question, especially low IQ. We live in a third dimensional plane, the Bible says, of the interdimensional plane. The third dimension is only one limited plane. Here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
When I've been conned, which happens, every once in a while, I admit it later. We learn from it.
Buzz Aldrin.
Okay, what happened?
Dude, Buzz Aldrin.
Okay.